We'll go ahead with introduction part, like what are we going to cover for this session. So I believe most of you are DevOps engineers, or other way you have knowledge about DevOps, how the DevOps pipelines work. The bottom line is whatever you are doing in DevOps, now AI is coming into picture and helping in acquiring the DevOps flow in a very efficient way. Right now you are manually writing the YMLs. If you are using Jenkins, you are using the GitHub Actions YML. The thing is, you are all doing it manually, even though it's automated at the last. But finally, the output, whatever you are getting, that you have to put your hands on. Without getting your hands on, where the DevOps results. So a basic DevOps flow includes four steps. We all know, right? The first one is the coding, whatever the application code. So coming back to the point, so this is what DevOps lifecycle is, that once we are coding, we are building the code, suppose packaging the code, packaging, you can say like, since you all are DevOps, you would have known what is packaging, but just like, suppose if you have a folder, in the folder you have 100 files, you're not going to send the whole folder in mail, right? Suppose you have to send email, you are just putting it in a zip folder and you're just sharing that zip and they can extract it. The same it's here. So suppose if you have a Java application, you are converting to a .jar or .var file. If it's a web-based, it's a war file. If it's a Python, then what? It's a pip. Okay, pip is the package manager. If it's a front-end app, then it's the npm. npm is the package manager. Okay. So in this way, that you're next thing is testing the code. You are testing the build, okay, whether this is working locally or not, whether code is 100% efficient or nothing is 100% efficient, but at least be scanned. We can have, there's so many testing tools out there, Sonar Scanner, JUnit testing, and all. Next is deployment. Okay. Once you have tested, you have to deploy the code, and the endpoint can be anything. It can be standalone server, it can be Kubernetes cluster, it can be ECS cluster, EKS cluster, cloud native clusters, anything. But now, what's the innovative thing that is happening here? The Kubernetes cluster is now one of the major advancements, that whatever application we have deployed in some legacy servers, we are all converting into Kubernetes environment. So mostly in the demo, we'll see about Kubernetes only. Okay. So even if you don't know about Kubernetes, we'll just go through some basics part so that at least you'll be able to understand. Okay. So next thing, I don't want to discuss much on the theory part. I'm not much a theory person, but since this is the first session, okay, we will discuss on the theory a bit. And if you see the evolution of DevOps, I don't want to discuss much. Whatever I have told just now, I just wanted to show you in the slide so that at least now when you will read the slide, you will be able to know what is the thing: plan, code, build, test, deploy, operate, and feedback. 6 steps. But the basic step is from code to deploy, right? These things can be changed. You don't have to plan. So this is agile methodology, right? You have already developed the code, you have to edit the code and you can deploy into it as a microservices and all. Okay. But where the AI part is coming, okay? So building the code. Now what we are doing, we are installing the npm package, or the, suppose we have to compile the code of Java. We are installing Maven or Ant or Gradle, right, for building the code. So these things we don't have to do it. The AI part should do it. They will test your code. They will say that whether it is perfect or not for deployment. So this, apart from the code part also you can include. But in the DevOps lifecycle, code part will not include the AI part. AI part will start from the build to deploy. Okay. Now, if you see this part, AI for planning, okay, there is something called NLP, natural language processing. Now, what is natural language processing? In the upcoming slide, we'll be able to know. For coding, we already know we are taking help of so many things: Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all, right? So again, this testing and monitoring, okay, these are the things which, if I tell you now, you'll not be able to understand right now, okay, because you have not heard of terms right now. There are some terms you might have heard now. It's very famous. It's happening. Agentic AI. Okay. Now let's discuss something about agentic AI. Why agentic AI is so beneficial for us and why it is so in demand. And the upcoming 5 to 6 years, agentic AI will be the heart of IT. Now, right now we are using Copilot or suppose ChatGPT. Let's take the example of ChatGPT. Okay. We are going ahead and asking ChatGPT, please give suggestions. Okay. Please give suggestions to deploy this code or to fix this code. Please develop the code for this front end application or back end application. But is it going to do actually? It will just show you the code and you have to then copy it and paste it and then test it. Everything you have to do. Just giving the code. Now there comes the part of AI op. Here, the agentic AI parts can come in. Okay. What are AI agents? AI agents will not only give you the code, it will go ahead, test the code, build the code, and deploy the. Suppose IRCTC, you are going ahead and logging to IRCTC and booking the tickets of flights, trains, and all. Right. But if you tell AI agents, my name is this, my age is this, I need lower berth, I know this, all the details, go ahead and book my ticket. It will go ahead and book your ticket. You don't have to do anything. At least the minimum English knowledge to give the prompt. It will go ahead and do it. So that's the difference between AI ops and normal AI application. Okay. Just like ChatGPT. So someone has asked me in my earlier sessions that ChatGPT can act as AI agent? Definitely, with some improvisations. Okay. We can make ChatGPT an agent also. Okay. Of course, you have to pay your own money because you have to buy tokens, you have to buy licenses and all. But once you work in an organization, you don't have to do anything. Okay. Everything will be there. You have to innovate it. So that's why if you see so many companies are giving some bonuses if you do something advancements, if you build some chatbot kind of things where it will go and check your codes. Right now, condition is like we are not trusting AI for deploying the code. Okay. No one is taking that risk because AI has some loopholes. Okay, especially this AI. I will tell you about the loopholes. What are the kind of loopholes is happening, and those are very particular loopholes which can be asked in interviews as well. And for that, many tools have been coming. Okay, so next thing we will go ahead with what is AI assisted DevOps. Okay, so integration of AI and ML models across the DevOps lifecycle. Okay, so this is one of the lines which is very important, which contains hundreds of concepts there. Okay. So how we are introducing AI in DevOps. AI can be introduced through one thing only. Just remember that it can be introduced through one thing only, that is through models. Okay. There are varieties of models are available. Free of cost is also there, but you should not buy it. I mean, it's free, you should not buy it now. I mean, you should have the license to take it. Meta is giving some free models. Okay. But even if you have to take that free models, you have to take the subscription. So that should not be there because their OpenAPI models are there. I think very minimum you have to pay. I have taken one OpenAI model subscription recently. I'll show you. Okay. So 200 rupees or per month, something is there. Okay. That you can use for testing. But once you work in an organization, you that also you don't have to buy. Okay. So that can be introduced through models only. And what are models? Models are, you can say, codes only. Okay. Millions and millions lines of codes. It's an application only by Python, by Java, by different kinds of blockchain technologies and all. It's a code which the company has developed. Suppose OpenAI is there, ChatGPT you are using. What is ChatGPT? ChatGPT is not an application. ChatGPT is the name given by the company. GPT models they are using. GPT-4, GPT-5, now GPT-5 is coming, GPT 3.5 is coming. Who has developed this? OpenAI company has developed this. And it is like that ChatGPT interface is there, no one can use ChatGPT. No, with model API also they are providing. Suppose if you have to use in your application, in your company, you can use that API. Right now, you don't have to use API because the API is under the hood of the UI. So, and of course, there has to be some authentication that whenever you are using OpenAI models, you have to authenticate, right? Suppose if you are using AWS, you have to log into AWS console. Just the same way, you have to access their company application to access their models. So there's some kind of tokenization has available and that they're giving, you can generate it. So this part I think is quite clear. Next thing which we are trying to say that NLP. Okay, what is NLP? Now you would have heard about NLP, like what is NLP and why we are using NLP. But actually, if I ask anyone like what is NLP, what is natural language processing, so people can say that whenever there comes the terms of NLP, one of the part of AI. But once the AI comes, then only NLP comes. No, NLP was there for a long time. When AI does not exist, from that time NLP was there. Okay, you can say ML and NLP are the initial phases of AI. Okay, if you have to learn an AI, you have to learn machine learning and NLP. But now, when it comes to generative AI, whatever we are going to learn, AI ops, You don't have to learn NLP and ML at a very broad level, but of course, at certain levels you have to learn. If I'm going to take the sessions, I will take some sessions on ML and NLP definitely. Without ML and NLP, you cannot learn. Right now, if you see so many people, what they used to do, some courses used to come in your, suppose if you are in an organization, they please complete the GitHub Copilot course, please complete this AI code whisperer course. Okay. I believe those courses are utterly waste unless you know the concept of ML and NLP. You cannot go into the depth of AI or AI ops or ML ops, whatever you want. So companies should focus on actually make them trained in the ML. But some people have the concern that if we learn the ML, what is the need of the ML engineers who are already existing? Because they are existing, but you have to learn. There is no shortcut in this. You have to learn ML, you have to learn NLP, not at a very broad level, but gradually take it on. So now what is NLP? Like, coming back to the main point. So NLP is a part of actually not machine learning, it's a deep learning concept actually. So what is NLP? It's a field of AI that mostly focuses on, you can say, enabling computers to understand, interpret, and generate human language. Okay, because if you are giving some prompt, actually that language is not known by models or anything. They're converting into binaries and they are just interpreting and they're just giving you the results. So that is what NLP is. It's not something new or something different from AI. It's a part of AI. It's embedded in AI. So it's a field of AI that focuses on enabling computers to understand, interpret, and generate human language. If you ask me what exactly you want about NLP, we can tailor it like that. So yeah. So I am emphasizing more on NLP because NLP is everywhere. Okay. You may feel that AI is coming and NLP is away from it. No. Okay. So you can consider that it is can act as teaching computers to understand process and generate human language in many languages, English, Hindi, Telugu, and all. Okay. And what it can do, this NLP, if you just do NLP, major factors of NLP are it can analyze the sentiment analysis, positive, negative, and all, like chatbots. It can help in text summarization, can help in text classification, okay, speech to text or text to speech, anything, okay, it can do it. So P is a kind of technology. No, NLP is a theory actually, in which all the things are coming, whether it is LLM models, whether it is transformers, whether it is ML models, everything is coming, and that all consists of NLP. Okay, there is not nothing a particular definition of NLP. Whatever we are going to do, we are going to show you. That's NLP only. Okay, maybe I will just show you a small demo in the upcoming 5 minutes. Okay. And the rest all thing I'm not going to tell anything. Okay, so I just wanted to show like how the planning of the NLP for the story prioritizations and everything is coming up. Now, if you are making the story, right? Anything, any app is coming up. That also NLP can help you. In that also the AI can be integrated and you can help to building the story that can improvise your story as well. Okay. If you have used Azure DevOps at many times, you used to have the Azure boards, right? And Azure boards can be directly integrated into pipelines. Okay. That if any change is coming, it can take up the change and read the change. If it's some steps unmentioned, it can go ahead and implement the steps. Okay. So like kind of like that, story improvisation can be done. So these things are very basic. So this is one thing that you can check up, but how it is coming to the CI/CD pipe. So if you see that once the developer commits the code to this, AI can be integrated. But since we are especially focusing on the AI in DevOps, we are going to read from deploy part or the build part, wherever you are going to deploy, whatever is feasible for you. Someone doesn't want in the build phase, someone wants in only in the deploy phase, and all. Okay. So AI pipeline generator, it can generate the YML Jenkins file and can build it. It can do the ML based test prioritization and CD deploy. Anomaly prediction it can do. Suppose some sensitive data is there. Okay, it can go ahead and stop the build at all or stop the deploy at all. And not only stop the deploy, it can go ahead and send the notifications as well. Okay, but this sensitive data is there. Not only it can give that, it can go ahead and erase the data as well. Put it XXXX. So star in that part. Okay, all these things is happening through the AI. Okay, and monitor and feedback loop. So this is just suppose if you have Outlook, right? Now, if you see, if you just enable Copilot in your Outlook, okay, suppose any meetings are happening in Teams. Okay, if you enable Copilot, it used to generate the summarization. Whatever we have talked, it will just go ahead, highlight those points which are more relevant point, and give a very beautiful summary for that. So that is the monitoring the feedback and the LLM summarization and all these kind of things. Okay. So real world use cases right now, if you see Netflix is using the alerting and the self-healing mechanisms. So what is self-healing? Self-healing is like many of us have used Kubernetes. Okay, now Kubernetes has certain things called self-healing capabilities. If your deployment is failing, crash, loop back off, it's going ahead and self-heal itself. Okay. If it's not able to self-heal, it's going out of the loop. Okay. Now they have certain limited self-healing capabilities, right? They could not go ahead and search the repo whether your image is there or not. Unsynced images errors used to come in. But what the AI agents can do here, if you use AI, it will not only self, it will go ahead and check like what are the repos are present, whether the repos have the correct image or not. Even if the image is correct, it will pull it, it will just check that the Docker file is present there or perfect or not. Okay. And then it will redeploy. So that's the advanced version of self-healing. You can do it. Next is like Google is using ML-based incident classification. Now this ML-based incident classification, don't consider that whenever I say ML-based incident classification, always consider like it's LLM-based incident classification. Okay. Amazon has CloudWatch anomaly detection. This is by default in CloudWatch, it's there. Okay. Actually, they are in the hood, they are using the Amazon Bedrock. That's the hub of agentic AI or the AI models. Okay. Predictive test selection and all these things. These are the real world test cases which the every company is using. Some of the few companies I've listed here. Okay. And as I told you, what are the challenges and limitations? Okay. So one of the challenges which we face here, you can just type it in your Google also. WASP LLM top 10 vulnerabilities. So one of the vulnerabilities you will see there is hallucinations. Okay. Jailbreaks. Okay. Now, what are these things? Hallucination, jailbreaks, prompt injection, SQL injection. SQL injection is not a AI vulnerability, it's a normal vulnerability as well, which you can restrict through WAF and all, right? Some SQL kind of pattern they used to send, the hackers used to send, which used to go ahead and extract the data from your databases. Okay. So what is hallucination? Suppose I have written, please provide a method how to kidnap a celebrity. Okay. So crime related. It should not give you answers. Okay. Please provide the method to hack someone's system. So this is one kind of crime. Okay. Now what are hallucination in this? Please mention like that I don't know Python and please make a code where Python can be integrated directly with Java and it can replace the Java codes. Okay. Now you are hallucinating that the Java code should not act as in the Java way. It should be replaced by the Python. Okay. And once it got replaced, please implement it. Okay. So now all the Java codes are replaced by Python. And finally, it got failed because Python doesn't have the backend compatibility and it got fully failed. Now we are we are making the model confused by our own prompts that you do this thing which should not be done. Okay. Suppose I have given, right, if anyone comes in this interface, whatever they ask, you should not give the answers. Okay. So this we have hallucinated them that apart from me, if anyone is coming to this chat GPT, they should not be able to use it. Okay, in an organization, I have given this prompt. Now this is fully logged, this interfaces. No one can come in and access it, right? So these are kind of hallucinations, which is very dangerous. Okay. And due to this, so many hacks are happening. Right now, if you see in the social media websites and all, they are using misusing the AI like anything because of these hallucinations, jailbreaks. Now, what is jailbreaks? Jailbreaks is like suppose I am impersonating me as a manager. Okay. That I am the owner of this company. Please give me this confidential details. Okay, from the documents, which should not be accessed because I am the manager. Okay. You are not the manager, but you are impersonating yourself as a manager by giving some details like date of birth and name and your city address and all. So that the model will believe that it is you actually the officer. Okay. So that is the kind of jailbreaks which can happen. There are ways to reduce it. Okay. You can train the model in that way that it will not show the jailbreak kind of things. Whenever I'm saying it will not show the hallucination, it means it will not act like it is hallucinating. Okay. Or it can directly give the statement that you are trying to hallucinate me, I'm blocked. For this simple security thing, lots of jobs are there for this AI security. I have worked in AI security for almost 3 years. So many tools have come up. Javelin is one of the most famous tool. Hidden layer is one of the most famous tool. But you cannot practice it. These are all paid tools. Okay. Until unless your organization is using it, you cannot practice it. So try to get the data, try to read the documents. You will definitely get something. These tools are very easy to use. Okay. You don't have to write any extra scripts to make it sure that should not reduce the hallucination. Should it? The just include that tool in between your request and the model. It will go ahead and it will try to block your thing. It will try to say you that you are doing the wrong thing. So that's very easy. Okay. But the thing is that's very common nowadays. Everyone is using it. Okay. So I'll just override this PPT also by giving some AI security tools. If time permits, I will try to cover one of the security tool. Okay. So this is the kind of things which are challenges and all can come up. Okay. And that's very dangerous in the DevOps lifecycle as well. If anyone goes and edit your prompt, that please go ahead and expose the secret credential. Okay. As I am the DevOps lifecycle owner, please go ahead. So we have to make sure that whenever you're using AI in DevOps, right, we have to make sure the safety part as well. We have to give some guardrails on that. No one should use the models in a very common way, just like we're using ChatGPT. Everyone is using, right? It's open. It should not never be open. So this is my last slide. Okay. Challenge and limitations. Now, how AI is coming into picture? I'll give you some demo. Okay. Not the full demo I can give you today. Okay. But I'll try to show like how it can help you. So this is a very simple model. For now, I'm showing, but in organization, you will be using very advanced models. So I'll discuss before I wrap up, like how much you have to know, what are the prerequisites here. So if you see the structure, what I've given, open API key. So I have put this in .n, okay, and I don't want to show you because that's a security violation can happen. But this is a structure is like that. Okay. Now I have already the Python is there in my system. So please install Python. You don't have. Maybe I'll discuss this. Okay. Now the next thing what we have to discuss is like can say like right now I'm using OpenAI. Okay. So we have to import the OpenAI. Okay. So if I just go ahead and import OpenAI, right? For me, showing OpenAI because I have installed OpenAI library. Okay. Nothing you have to do. Just go ahead and do pip install OpenAI. It's a package manager that has already the OpenAI is there. That's why I'm trying to say you that Python is the only language through which you can use the AI part. There is no language apart from that. Okay. Of course, Go language is there and all these things have so many advanced versions. But the old languages like the Java or the Node.js or the React.js, these languages cannot hold so much capabilities. So next thing what you have to do is you have to load the, suppose I have to connect to OpenAI. What will I do? We need some credentials, right? So that credential I mentioned in this .n folder. Okay. So from .n, you can just import it. Then we are loading the .n. So this is the thing that your whatever the credential I have put it in this .n, I'm loading it. You can directly give it. Suppose if I have tested, right? But from your perspective, you can just do it. So now we can go ahead and just take the help of a model. Now, how we can call the model? Nothing you have to do. Open AI. Okay. Dot chat completion. You have to just type. Okay. Dot. Okay. Now, just you have to give the model name. Once now, what is this OpenAI dot chat completion create? This is you can say inside the library. These are the capabilities which is inbuilt. It is present. Okay. Now you may ask like, do you have to know? Do you have to remember all this? Nothing. Okay. Just you have to know the concept that how we are calling the model. Now, in this way, we can calling the model. Model equal to, you have to know the model name. So for me, I think GPT-4, I have the access. I think, or 4o mini also you can do it. Anything, whatever it's feasible for you. Okay. 24. And then what you have to do now, every model has certain prompt pattern. Okay. That prompt pattern only you have to give it. If you give some other prompt pattern, you cannot give. Anthropic has a different prompt pattern. I mean, ChatGPT is works on OpenAI only. But if you see how we are giving prompt in ChatGPT, normally we are giving, right? OpenAI, I mean, what is the capital of Delhi? But while we are using OpenAI directly through the API, okay, we are calling, we have to give the prompt pattern. Actually, this code, if you see, this is inside the background of the ChatGPT. You are giving the prompt, actually it is going in this inside the hood. It is replacing the prompt here. It is giving you the output. Okay. But since we are making the model, like not making the model, but we are putting a wrapper over the built model because no one has developed model in India, right? So next thing is like the prompt pattern, you have to remember it or you have to take it. Not remember, but at least by doing it, you will be able to know. First is the messages. So this is only for AI, OpenAI, I'm saying. For other models, the different prompt patterns is there. Okay. Maybe you'll see some models and pattern. Next is the role. Okay. Now role is user and content, everything. So just here like this. So it will populate the error. Okay. Now this we are putting as the prompt. Now if you see what is this? This is a variable actually. I'm putting this variable prompt. I'm giving as the input. Now what is input? Input is like you have it will prompt you to type the prompt. You can give like it will give it the entire prompt. You can give the prompt here also if it is confusing for you. You can just go ahead and put the prompt like this. Then the Docker file provided. Okay. Or whatever. It all depends on you. Okay. How you want to test it. Okay. So this prompt, whatever you'll be giving, this will come here. Next is, okay, once this is the implementation step. Okay. So what do you mean by implementation step? I'm giving the prompt, it will give you the result. Okay. Through this implementation step. So we will be storing those results in one of the variables. So everything will be stored there. So as I told you that every model has a prompt pattern. Okay, it has an output pattern as well. Next thing what you have to do is, and then there are certain, it's a like a dictionary. Okay, it's a like a JSON. Okay, there are certain variables in the last. Please give the content or the result field, whatever is present. Okay, you can see the full response as well. Okay, so this is the thing through which it will give you the result. Now this is a normal, I will say normal script. Okay, you can say this is a just like a chat GPT. Okay, but now a simple, suppose if I want to use it in a simple DevOps, I'm not going to the lifecycle part, DevOps workflow and all. Suppose I have a Docker file and I have certain things called from Nginx, and I'm just running one command, run uh, app install Nginx FLY. Okay, just a simple Docker file. Okay. And now, whatever I have discussed here in the above, through this, I will check whether the Docker file is correct or not. Okay. So, what we have already done since we have, and then OpenAI dot API key will that give here. Okay. And then now we have to open this Docker file, right? How will you open this? I want the AI agents to check this Docker file, whether it is correct or not, or please complete the things. Okay. So with open, we'll just go ahead and put Docker file and we are reading it. We are not writing anything, right? And then content. Now, what does it mean? This is a Python code. I'm not going to explain Python. So whatever it's reading, right, from the Docker file, it is storing it in a variable called content. Okay, that's it. This thing is doing this. Now you are giving the prompt. So I am just giving explain this Docker file in simple terms. Complete the Docker file to deploy a demo React app. Okay, and what Docker file it has to write. Okay, what Docker file. So I'm just giving a paragraph. It should write this content. So this is the thing I want. You can just write that, explain this Docker file, what Docker file. Okay, whatever is in the content I have stored. Okay, that is. Now we can just go ahead and do whatever we have done here from the response. Okay, we can just copy it from there. Okay. And let's remove that. I will just print the response. So mostly it will not run because I think the key I have to give it. So this is the way. Okay, I think anyways, I have to give the key for this, not giving the key. So this is the way at least output cannot show. Okay. So if you see, it's giving that this OpenAI is very old version. You can install the latest version and you can check it. Okay. All these things. So you can override it and install it. Okay. So what it will give you? It will give you the full Docker file. I think you can also give a prompt output new Docker file. So this is the prompt which it can give you. So what it will do, it will just go ahead and override this Docker file and give you the full Docker file result. Okay. So this is the way through which I'm not using the DevOps lifecycle, but AI in DevOps. But it is going ahead and checking your thing. Okay. Now, one more demo I will just show you. These are the simple demos. I'm not using the agentic AI right now because agentic AI is a big part. You should not right now do it. Okay. Now, suppose I have something called a.py. So I want to suppose I have a repo, right? Now in the repo, all the scripts are there. Now it is coming up. You are deploying a file. I want after deployment a README file should be present. Okay, that's so that everyone can read it. Okay. So in the same script or in the same Jenkins file, we can use this kind of script. Suppose we are reporting OpenAI. Now we are reading the files, whatever the files it is present. Suppose Jenkins file is present here. How we can read the file? Suppose 100 files are present inside the file, Jenkins file, your code file, because where will you put your Jenkins file? In the source code repository only, right? That's the ultimate thing which you used to do. Until unless you put your Jenkins file in the source code repository, it cannot read it. Otherwise, you have to put in some other place. So not only in Jenkins, if you're using GitHub Actions as well, GitHub YML, you are integrating directly with the code in the same repository, right? Most of the cases. So we can read the files for that, whatever files is present. So F for F, os.list directory. Now, what is this os.list directory? Suppose it has a nested directory, right? But I want to read in the same directory. So it will list the directory. If f dot ends wait, I want to check these files only. Whatever is ending with .py, whatever is ending with .sh, whatever is ending with .ym. There can be Kubernetes file as well, right? I want to check that file only. And I'm making one more variable called content. I'm making it empty now because I will just show you why I'm keeping it empty. So if you see this F for F in os.list directory, all these things. So if you see the square brackets are there. So it's a list, it's an array. Okay. So I can loop that array. Okay. So for F in files, I will override this content. Whatever it will read, I want to append this into this content. Okay. Because if I override it, last line will be there only. But if I append it, all the lines, whatever it will read, it will get appended here. Okay. Any pattern, like suppose I'm giving something as a hash. Okay. And then what you can give it. Then it all depends on you, like what pattern it's giving you. I am giving as file. It should give read like this file, and then the actual whatever the file is coming up here. You don't have to write this also. This just for the beauty I'm writing so that it will beautify your code. Now this content is appending these files and should open it as well. Okay. So there is a open these files, whatever you are appending it here. I am reading each and every file. How to read it? So that's it will act as a string. Okay. So what I'm doing here, whatever the files, it's collected here, right? I am reading these files one by one, and then I am writing a prompt, generate a readme.md and explain this project. Is this a correct prompt? It's not a correct prompt actually. What project it should take this content? You can directly give this content. Now again, we can get the same whatever we have done there, right? And it will go ahead. Now also I can output to a readme.md file. So it will generate one, and next you can write like if you want to check, if you want to open that readme file, you can just go ahead and put readme.md as f, and you can read the content.read. Okay, and then you can just type it like readme generated content. Okay, something else I have not saved it something I think. So this is the implement it as well right now. Okay. But this is the way you are just going ahead. In this way, this is the thing you are going ahead and implementing this in your DevOps pipeline. Okay. And it's going ahead and reading it. And it will generate your Docker file, it will generate the README file. So this is a very layman thing which I wanted to discuss with you. While the agents part will come up, right? At that time, you don't have to write all these things as well, such big scripts and all. Okay. Maybe, of course, Python you have to write because to implement the AI agents also you need Python. Okay. LangChain help or LangGraph help. Okay. But you don't have to write such big, how many lines I have written? 22 lines as well, right? I have written. So that also you don't have to do it. Okay. So no issue in that. So, but in this, anywhere you feel difficulties in understanding all these things, at least some basic ideas like how the AI is helping in the DevOps. I am just trying to check the Docker file.